Alright, so the car is all blown and wiped. Sorry, the car is all blown and wiped and tack on. So now I'm going to go and etch prime all the bare metal spots. So I'm using that same self-etch primer that I used before priming. And I have this sped up 10 times because otherwise it'd be super boring. I think it took me about 20 minutes or something to do all this. And I kind of figure you guys don't want to watch that. All these videos are sped up 10 times, at least the ones that are in this video, this whole painting thing. I did about 4 coats on some spots. You want to do it until it's covered. So until you have total coverage over it where you can't see the spot anymore. And then now I'm finally spraying some sealer on it. When sealing, I decided to do the front edge of the doors first, and then I went over, do the jambs first. Careful to close the door so you don't close it all the way and it ends up touching wet paint. And start at the bottom. I like starting at the bottom and then working my way up and over. And make sure you get all the edges. I ended up doing 2 coats of sealer. I think I only show 1 coat. I only showed this first coat, but the second coat goes on exactly the same. Ran out, I had to go and get another cup of sealer. When doing a whole car, it pretty much takes 2 cups of this, 2 cups of paint, or it's not necessarily a cup, I think it's like 20 ounces. So it takes about 40 ounces to do 1 coat, I mean, not including the hood and the trunk lid. But that's like a rule of thumb for you guys if you're painting your own car and you're curious how much paint you're going to need. And then just like that, sealed. Now, this is the first coat of base. My buddy Steve is walking around in the booth. He wanted to watch me spray it. He's gonna stand in the booth as long as he can tolerate it until the fumes kind of overwhelm him. He's upset because I don't have windows in my booth. A friend of ours has a shop where all of us hang out, build race cars, and he's got a paint booth, like a professional paint booth in there. And I used to paint a bunch of cars for them before I had my head injury, and so they'd always stand outside and watch me paint. So now I decided I'll have to put a window in my booth for Steve so Steve can come and watch me paint. Sometimes it's kind of nice when you're doing a whole car like this, having somebody else there just to kind of talk to kill time in between coats. I mean, I'm not doing like a big shop setup where, you know, in between coats I'm, you know, working on another car. Ran out of base, had to go get another cup of base. And this again, it took about 40 ounces for 1 coat. And that's 40 ounces reduced. And what I like doing, and I don't show it in this video, but I do 2 coats of base. I let it dry for a bit, and then I go back and I nib all the dirts with 800 grit or 600 grit, either one. And most of the dirts you're going to get are going to be in that sealer because it's the first thing you put on. So if there's any dust and stuff in the booth or on the plastic or anything, it'll come loose in the first couple coats of sealer. But after that, the sealer kind of stays wet and sticky, so it kind of traps everything to the ground. So after that, everything comes out pretty clean. And I think I ran out of base again. Yeah. This is the car all based before clear. And then I forgot to record me clear coating the car, so this is it after clear coating. It laid on really nice. I did get a couple of runs in some spots, but whatever. I'll fix them. And then the next day I painted all these parts. All right, so here's the Nova, mostly put back together. And I still got to cut and buff it. But man, does it look good. Oh, you can't really see this side, it's too dark, but it's kind of dusty because I had some covers over it. But I mean, look at that. This thing's going to look awesome in the staging lanes once all the glass is in it and all the chrome is put back on. I like it. Until next time, take care.